turn back and kill them again. In fact, the four beauties are gathered together. It just so happened to be at the place where meals were served. The monsoon is unavoidable. He waved goodbye to Wen Nguyen. I'm here. The monsoon has already prepared the meal, walking towards the four girls, under the envious gaze of those around while getting food, sat beside the warmth. Jiang Keo also sat down next to Jai Feng, but now in his eyes there is only the senior, even if it's warmth and Mu Wanqiu, not even worth his attention. Wen Nguyen is generous today, calm and reserved. The monsoon cannot be stolen by a few girls. The battlefield of the Asura. It doesn't exist at all. The monsoon is very clear. When I appeared together with warmth, if there are other girls, that is the slaughterhouse where warm oaths of sovereignty are made. Here it is. He just bought food, sat down with the food tray. Warmth had already handed him the milk tea. Then he leaned over to see what was in his bowl. Jifen naturally picked up the milk tea and started drinking, then looked at Muwank and the others. "Do you have any group activities planned for today? It's rare to see you all gathered for a meal. Today is not a joke. We are here to discuss serious matters." The monsoon gently squints as it opens its eyes. Instantly understood. What are they talking about? It seems that Wen Nguyen has already arranged things for the model. The efficiency of the autistic girl is simply astonishing. However, he didn't want to interfere too much in this matter. Just focus on warmth. Look at you all. It should be a pretty good conversation. Yeah, clubs also need resource support. Many times we need to perform to attract sponsorship. If the dance club could take on a project like this on the side, everyone is happy to see it. Most clubs have some financial issues to varying degrees, so this matter is mutually beneficial. Such job opportunities. It's good for everyone. Mu Wang's words are indeed the truth. Her family is wealthy, but she couldn't possibly use her family's money to pay for the university dance club. That was a stupid act. Minsu nodded slightly. Actually, she also has some thoughts about joining a club and becoming a class representative. No way. The school has many qualification applications. Cities tend to favor such positive students. Student council, excellent clubs, and so on. The monsoon also desires some preferential treatment. For example, a unique student's parking space. As for other social privileges, she hasn't decided yet. Joining a club in college is indeed great. It seems I need to study this when I have some free time. Have you considered joining the dance club? Mu Wankyu asked this question when she deliberately glanced at the warmth beside Jifen. Goodness gracious, a girl with autism. I haven't eaten much just now. This time I was picking the meat from the monsoon bowl. Wen Yuan seemed not to take their conversation to heart. Seeing this scene, Mu Wang's mouth couldn't help but twitch. Favoritism is truly unrestrained. The monsoon also shook its head slightly. Forget about the dance club. It's fine to watch others dance. I really can't dance by myself. Speak. She turned to look at Wen Nguyen. You didn't order chicken legs today. Then I have to feed you. Would. The warmth filling my mouth made me nod directly. She wouldn't be polite with Jifen about such matters. The couple's display of affection. Completely inhuman. It feels like they don't see others as human. She has eaten. She glanced at Gu Zuting, who was equally unable to bear it. Let's change the subject. Are you free this afternoon? We happen to have time this afternoon. The monsoon raised an eyebrow. Is this already scheduled? This is the rhythm to go to the dance club for auditions. She did not agree hastily, but looked towards the warmth beside. Let her decide this matter. Yue noticed everyone's gaze. At this moment, they all gathered around the warmth. Suddenly, I felt a bit anxious for my boss. Premier Wen, everyone is looking at you. Zion. She saw Wenwen not looking up. Once again, I made faces at the monsoon. I hope the monsoon can remind us of warmth. In the warm eyes of the monsoon, only pampering and indulgence. She is eating happily. Why interrupt? However, the warmth did not continue. She is intentionally showing off her happiness. It's not like I'm stupid. I don't have much going on here either. You can go at any time in the afternoon. Wipe your mouth. Look at the monsoon beside you. Monsoon, shall we go check out the dance club? When Warmth asks at the exit. The other three women also looked at Jifen. Everyone is waiting for her answer. The feeling of being gazed at by a beautiful woman is hard to describe. Especially these beautiful women are somewhat related to her. A long time wasted. The plums that have already been let go. A little rich woman always chatting in the channel. A heavy smoker, of course. And that moonlight that belongs only to oneself. Society is truly cruel. Jifen stood still and thought for a moment. Selection of models, although it can be entrusted to warmth, but warm aesthetics. She is still a bit worried. It's not that the warm aesthetic is lacking. It is the overall aesthetic direction of girls. There are some essential differences between boys and girls. Girls often talk about appearance and temperament. But it's much simpler for the boys. That's all there is to it. The monsoon did not respond immediately, but glanced at Jang Ko beside him. Kog, how do you say it in the afternoon? Jang Ko has a single eyebrow. Aye. The senior is also in the dance club. I don't need to say much about this. Jifen watched Jang Ko writhing. The ugly faces are about to be twisted together. That way, like a writhing worm standing upright. Kog, please take your seats. Disgusting. You wouldn't understand this, would you? He told me. Today we're practicing dance. I will go back to find him. This is what we call a surprise. Okay. Surprise, isn't it? The monsoon squeezed the heartless. I have such a useless roommate. It's really embarrassing out there. At least the schedule for this afternoon is confirmed. Looking back at the warm few. Let's do it together in the afternoon then. It's together with warmth. But he still felt somewhat happy inside. Actually, it's not just him. Kuzu Ting, who had been mostly silent. It's all very easy to understand. Really, I haven't played with Jifen for a long time. All right, let's go together. Today is the beginning of winter. The afternoon sun is not intense. Most of the trees have turned yellow. Light passed through the remaining yellow leaves, left a shadow on everyone's face. Muwank and the others brought them in soon, warmed them privately together, arrived at the dance club. This giant man and two women duo. Even in the dance club, she is stunning. A girl is coming towards me. I greeted Muwankyu. Late autumn. Zuting. Is today the day to bring newcomers to the club? The handsome guy is not bad. He Jio smiled sweetly. The gaze of the monsoon was also very straightforward. Ki Mu Wankyu just smiled. Interpreting ineffective men, you can do it. Mu Wank's gentle wave of her hand. He didn't care about Jio at all. This is not it. There is a model recruitment event. The salary is very high. There is still a long contract to sign. They may look very young. He is also our alumnus. But actually it's the sponsor, the big daddy. We must not offend. Jio's expression instantly froze. Words from the wealthy benefactor. Indeed, one must be careful not to offend casually. Hello. My name is Hichio. Hello, I am Jaifin. This is Jang Keo. This is our Prime Minister Wen. Premier Wen is here. What do you mean by always talking to me? You look down on me, Premier Wen. The monsoon pointed towards warmth. Jio could only shift her gaze towards him. Hello. Wenzo, is there anything I can help you with? No need. Let's take a look ourselves first. Although Jio boldly approached Jai Feng, but warmth was not taken to heart. The reason is similar to Mu Wankyu. She can't do it. Okay. The dance club at Madu University is a large organization. There are many types of dance subjects set up in the club. Fortunately, Magic City University is quite large. The school designated many areas for them, and the club classroom is used as walking in the dance club. Everyone can occasionally hear, "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." This kind of rhythm. Most modern dance. Usually, we practice dancing with a rhythm, looking at the shadowy figures around. The monsoon couldn't help but sigh. The beauty of university life. Their mouths also echoed in admiration. Your dance club is really quite large. It's because the dance club of Madu University is very strong. For example, Latin dance. Ballet. These have all won awards in domestic competitions. Such qualifications. Achievement. Cared for by the school. It is also considered normal. Mu Wankyu briefly introduced the current situation of the dance club, then took out the phone and made a call. All right. Senior sister, they have already arrived. Right here at the door. All right, I'll bring someone over right now. Mu Wankyu finished the call, turning to look at Jaifin and the others. All right, I had already contacted our president before. Regarding this model selection, Mu Wank's gaze was on the monsoon. What answers her are warmth. Don't worry. We can sign a contractual agreement. The company will provide a basic sponsorship fee for the dance club's audition. Sponsor fee for the week-long recruitment audition event. Tentatively set at 50,000. If there are a lot of people, everyone will provide an additional 10,000 for the club's sponsorship. Private bonus of 10,000. How about this? The conditions offered by Wen Nguyen are very generous. Even if Mu Wankyu wanted to refuse, the dance club here can't possibly refuse. Your company is quite generous. Regular sponsorships and events. Most of those bosses are from the year 2000. In private matters, it will be 305,000. We also offer a fair price. After all, this is Magic Capital University. That's how it is said. But actually, the sign of Madu University, at such times, there is no extra meaning. Actually, many people understand. Dance as an activity, academic performance cannot be considered a plus point. As long as the dance is good, the person is beautiful. There is almost no difference between 100 points and 600 points. Moreover, the dance club is truly high-end. But the warmth of the low-end smiled, didn't follow up on the conversation. Everyone was brought to a large dance studio. A man and a woman who appear slightly more mature than them. I have been waiting for them here. Hello, everyone. I am Dengya. He's the president of the dance club. He is the vice president, Jang Jian. Is it the Warm Junior? I have already heard Wankyu talk about you. Hello, Deng, senior sister. Wen Nguyen just nodded. Zhang Jian at the side started to speak up. Hello, Warm Junior. Do you need me to introduce you to our dance club, the development experience of our dance club, and the current situation? Zhang Jian babbled on about a lot of things. He didn't even notice. The warm brows slightly furrowed. There are faintly pulsating veins on the forehead. I found a moment to speak with Zhang Jian when Nguyen directly raised her hand to interrupt him. The sound has softened. Stop. I came today to discuss cooperation. I'm not here to listen to you talk about history. Junior you. Zhang Jian. I didn't expect Wen Nguyen to be so disrespectful. It could be warmer than he imagined. Still not giving face. The gaze of the autistic girl, already transferred from Zhang Jian, staring at the dance club president Deng Ya. Deng Ya, the president, I am here to work today. It's not just idle chatter and play. It's not the rich second-generation playhouse you imagine. I am very busy. Time is also very precious. If your staff is not professional enough, then please have a professional come over. Mu Wanhui, Gu Zuting, Yi Wei. The three of them were all shocked. Shocked by the warm treatment towards the dance club president. The usual warmth is quite indifferent, but definitely not this fierce. Not showing any mercy at all. Even more directly stated, Zhang Jian, the vice president, facing the injury of collaboration is not professional enough. Overall speaking, they didn't give any face at all. So powerful, He Yui thought to herself, Gu Zuting and Mu Wanqiu is a complex psychology. They are both from the dance club. Only the monsoon foresaw this situation. From the very beginning, let Warmth be the CEO of the company. Just let him sing the villain's part. His personality is silent, resilient, meticulously diligent in work. It could even be said to be unfeeling. Many people say, this personality is not suitable for doing business in the workplace. Actually, it's not so. The savvy Jifen understands the ways of the workplace. Warmth of this character. Actually, it's very suitable to be a strict leader. And Party A, one of the key elements of Party A. It's just that the ears need to be tough. You can't be swayed by a few sweet words from the other party's salesperson. Just give in and back down. Harm the company's interests. You are already the client. You are the big boss. Then why not just poop on their head over there? Don't think this is an exaggeration. In the business market, the reality is just like this. Party A can act without restraint. Defecate on someone's head. You don't accept it. Then I'll switch to another one. So after a warm yet cold judgment was made, Deng Yefei was not angry at all. He quickly pulled Zhang Jian to the side. Such a huge sponsorship. It's enough for the dance club for a while. Moreover, there are long-term conditions. The future also holds the possibility of long-term cooperation. This kind of collaboration. Make sure not to let Zhang Jian. This big fool messed it up. I'm sorry. Warm classmate, I didn't think it through just now. Regarding this collaboration, we are very interested. What requirements do you have on your side? You can bring it up to me directly, as long as the request is reasonable. Our dance club. I will do my best to cooperate. Deng Ye's intention to cooperate is very strong, and they also kept a low profile, seeing that he has such a willingness to cooperate. When Nguyen finally relaxed a bit, President Deng Ye, please gather everyone. Currently, there is no training plan, and my private business. Students interested in collaboration. After all, this time we are selecting model candidates. The most important item. It's a motion capture model. Don't worry. The members gather. We have already notified. However, the gathering of everyone. We probably have to wait for the afternoon class. It can only end. It's okay. Let the available members come over now. That's fine. After all, selection is not something that can be done in one go. Deng Yafen lowered his stance. That warmth will also be very appropriate. Talked with him about the collaboration details. The monsoon did not participate in the conversation. This matter was entrusted to Wenyu to handle. He believes warmth can do well. However, during the discussion of collaboration with Wenyo and Denya, Monsoon and Zhang Keo, you can take some time to appreciate the art. Well, both brothers are gentlemen, even though they all have girlfriends. But they are all refined individuals. Since you are an elegant person, it should be appreciated. Outstanding art in the university campus. Say it again. Appreciating art is something. Do they have girlfriends? There is no necessary connection. Since we're all in the dance club now, look at people dancing. It's not too much, right? The two watch ballet along the way. London, Latin, modern dance. The dance club is just the dance club. Really impressive. No wonder I was given a belt in my past life. We all need to form a cultural troupe. That makes a lot of sense. Finally, two people stop at the entrance of a charming classical dance studio. Paid brother Feng. Look at that. Whoa, what a great show. I'm watching. Don't point at others. Isn't that embarrassing? The monsoon seriously criticized Zhang Keo, emphasized Zhang Keo's mistakes. Fengji, I was wrong. Just watch and it will be done. Still pointing and commenting on the beautiful woman. Very impolite. The monsoon stretched its head. Half of the body was embedded in the dance studio. A girl is performing classical dance, continuously twisting the waist. After spinning time and again, kneeling on both knees on the ground, bending down, pale forehead, neck, and chest, completely exposed, the face in reverse, breathing heavily, radiating captivating confidence and charm. It's no wonder the emperor doesn't hold early court. Every day like this. Who can withstand it? One dance of deception. By Mei Shen. Good job. At that time, when I saw the monsoon, the girl was momentarily taken aback. Then she smiled sweetly at him. The girl smiled. The monsoon surely won't caress your face. Also smiled. Feng Ji, don't make a fuss. I saw it. The girl is smiling at me. Not Feng Ji. I told you not to mess around. Just watch. Don't disturb others while they are practicing dance. Even gentlemen must be civilized and courteous. The monsoon speaks nothing but truth, can stand still. Suddenly felt a sense of solemnity. It's getting colder. There is still evil energy entering the body. Jiefeng instinctively glanced back. Suddenly a chill ran down my spine. Warmth I don't know when. He is already standing behind him, also smiling brightly, looking at the girl dancing ahead. Is it beautiful? The corner of Monsoon's mouth twitched. Did not answer the question immediately. This is already his second time. Arrested on the spot by warmth, watching others dance. Last time, during military training, watching Mu Wankyu and Gu Zuting dance. At that moment, he instinctively replied, "Good looking." Then I coaxed for a long time. Only give warmth to comfort. So the current situation is. It's already very obvious. Confession brings leniency. The old bottom sits through. Resistance from the year. Returning home for the new year. At this moment, the withdrawn girl, seriously looking at the classroom. Eyes like candle flames, generally bright and cheerful. The monsoon kept watching him. Those eyes are deep and gentle, an unspoken emotion, flowing within. Of course, it's beautiful. Whenever I gaze into these eyes, he deeply attracts me. He seems to have a special charm, unshakable. Even amidst the vast sea of people, I will also be drawn like a nail to a magnet. gradually leaning towards you. A warm gaze flickered. There was a hint of laughter in her eyes. Meanwhile, Jankeo stood by. I was already stunned. It's not that my buddy is wishing for your death, but in this situation, you can still save them. Then I can only praise you for being awesome. Fengji is awesome. No problem. Caught in an awkward conversation with the monsoon, warmth has finally returned. Eyes fixed on the dancing girl. Turning to the monsoon, I asked if he dances well. Monsoon asked the question so clearly. He found it hard to continue creating stories. You should probably ask KOG. I didn't watch much. Help him with the wind. Jang Ko. I didn't watch much. I also watched it. There are things that cannot be said. When Wen Nguyen said this, did not show any signs of anger. Instead, it's tilting its head. Seemed a bit rond. This appearance. Who can withstand it? Even a man as steadfast as Jifen cannot manage. Forget it, forget it. Just admit it. Actually, it's not that good looking. I also appreciate it from an artistic perspective. The face of the monsoon twitched. Wen Nguyen is such a good girl. How did you learn to pinch other people's love handles? What if he breaks this? In the future, he will be the one suffering. Zhang Keo felt that the atmosphere was off, already fled in advance. At this moment, the monsoon covered its own waist. Looking at warmth, the expression is a bit fierce. Swindler, what did I deceive you about? Wen Nguyen furrowed her brow, regarding this statement about the monsoon, expressing disagreement. My mom said, he is angry. That night, let's take a look at the legs. The monsoon paused for a moment. Do not agree blindly. I thought for a moment before answering. Okay. Good. This question requires some thought, doesn't it? A person must have boundaries. One shouldn't easily compromise just to see legs. When Nguyen saw this, just about to beat the monsoon. Then, unsurprisingly, they were caught. Press against the wall. Let go. You want to hit me. Let me go. That's unreasonable. The monsoon definitely hasn't let go. Now being bullied by the monsoon, warmth will not easily compromise. The hand can't move. He just headbutted. This is his specialty. I crashed and killed. The two deliberately lowered their vitality, so the noise of the playful commotion isn't loud. And the location is outside the classroom, inside the dance club. Most people do not notice. They played like this, except for a few caring individuals. Of course, today there seemed to be quite a few people with good intentions. First, it was Mu Wank. After seeing this scene, suddenly the corner of my mouth twitched, then quietly walked into the adjacent dance studio. Next is Gu Zuting. She wants to invite Jifen. Let's take a look at the dance they recently choreographed. Then I was shocked by this scene. Y'all, after Gu Zuting covered her mouth and hid in the classroom, Yue just happened to come over. Then I saw my boss, pushed against the wall by that dog man. Oh my God. Do you need help, Premier Wen? Yue's mouth twitched for a moment. In the end, it was all in vain. Hide in the side dance studio. All right. Now the three girls gather in the classroom, one more awkward than the other. This is a coincidence. Yue tried to break the awkwardness, but as soon as she said that, Mu Wank and Gu Zuting felt even more awkward. The two people outside playfully banter for a while. Ultimately, warmth was caught by the monsoon's embrace. After being pinned against the wall. Etienne, no, finished. It's not that the two of them don't want to play anymore. Someone has come to seek warmth. It was he Jio who had welcomed them at the door before. Warm classmate, the president has already gathered some members. She is looking for you. Okay, you go back and tell Senior Deng Yaksu. I'll be there in a moment. I'll go ahead first. When Nguyen, please hurry up. Okay. Warmth and the Monsoon each let go. Then, while the Monsoon was arranging her clothes, suddenly tiptoed lightly, pecked a little. The Monsoon longs to return boldly, but the mouth was covered by a warm hand. It's almost time to work. Are there any customs about snowmen? Jiefeng felt a bit angry inside. I want to touch it again. The Monsoon forcibly pressed down on the middle finger of Warmth. Finally, we start discussing the model casting. No need to mention the motion model. Only look at the action. Posture, strong abilities, and good technical skills are an absolute priority. Strength selection. Not a bit can be vague. Dynamic modeling requires strength. Is it meant to be the face mold and B mold? Just don't take it so seriously. The Monsoon gently touched the warm head. Wisdom has grown, hasn't it? This can lead to further deductions. Past. We talked about the face model before. Edges are more important. A recognizable face, more important than a beautiful face. Of course, often, uniqueness and beauty do not conflict. Overall, however, natural or relatively abundant, not to the extent of later generations. Gathering around internet celebrity faces. Lost together, unable to distinguish between us. It used to feel like this during the Monsoon. Early Hong Kong new beauties. Every beauty is unique. The later internet celebrities. She completely can't remember people anymore. It seems like everyone is the same. What about the B model? The Monsoon hesitated slightly and glanced at Wenwen. But thinking about this is part of the job. In the end, he finally spoke up. Nazy is just fine. Warmth. Her eyes seemed to be asking, are you serious? Don't look at me like that. This is how the selection criteria work. When Nguyen finally nodded, since it's a work requirement, so she didn't say much more. I had also learned a bit before. The motion model is only used for large-scale games, or it will only be used for special CG. I feel the company is currently not equipped. Conditions for making large-scale games. Why choose at this time? When Nguyen asked this question, the Monsoon is actually quite comforting. This indicates Warmth is not about mindlessly doing things. At least she is thinking. And it reached the critical point. You're right. We really do not have the capability right now. Conditions for making high-quality games, no matter the money, and technology, none of them can achieve it. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. But the existence of dynamic models, different from other models, they need to be cultivated. Nurturing. Warmth always feels like a strange word. Yes. Training for motion modeling. Need a professional teacher. Moreover, the training period is very long. We need to raise a batch. Such a special professional. As a reserve of technical talent, it's best to get rid of these people, nurtured to a high level of professionalism. But what if we let them out? It's useless again. This is the ideal state. The reason for the Monsoon is quite strange. When Nguyen found it even stranger. Highly specialized. Letting it out is useless anyway. Nurturing such talent. What is the reasoning behind it? Monsoon smiled. The role of a motion model. It's not just motion capture. Next year, the 4G network will officially go live. The true era of online video. It will gradually arrive. Of course, the initial impact on everything. It's still the live streaming industry. The rise of the short video industry. Move back a bit more. But actually, The monsoon is very clear. As long as 4G is launched, traffic costs have decreased. The windfall of the short video era, it's already there. At that time, these abilities are special. Just another useless action model. Just need to go through the company. Some specialized training. Instantly able to transform. Strong professional skills. Special with extremely high fan loyalty. Content creator. Transform once again. They can promote products in the two-dimensional world. Ancient-style clothing for promotional sales. The products are not open box knives anymore. How could the monsoon possibly support idle people? He will become a people's entrepreneur in the future. I will tell you about these things now. It might be too early. It's a bit complicated to explain. Anyway, this group of animators. Once the contract is signed, just take good care of it. Professional competence. Raised to the level of a great deity. Other self-care abilities. Try to raise waste. It's best to do it. They left the company. It's really hard to make a living like that. Wen Yuan nodded slightly, not knowing why. He truly does not understand Jiafeng's thoughts. Since the monsoon has requested it, he will do his best. I understand. What about the gaming aspect? You still haven't explained. Quality games. We have no resources to produce. But it's a decent way to play. A card game specifically designed to make money. It's still fine. This requires what I call a wind model and a face model, and excellent art. Money-making scheme, card draw lottery. Wen Nguyen gazed warmly at the monsoon. Knowledge in this area, the monsoon really hasn't talked to him. Actually, it's not just him. The next words spoken by the monsoon. Almost the card game industry. Lessons learned from many years in the future. It is something countless game companies are doing. 10 floating stones pulled at once. 10 consecutive pulls give 1 free pull. Hand-poured coffee delivery. Get the monthly card again. Passage. This is the beginning of the money-making scheme. Then divide the cards into trash. Ordinary, excellent, exquisite, epic, legend, mythical levels. Certain someone's guaranteed legend. Myth requires special conditions to be attained. Wen Nguyen has already heard it to the point of confusion, because he had never used this model before. But in reality, someone is already working on this. It's just not as detailed as the monsoon said. Such a game. Is there really anyone playing? So what? We need a little innovation in the gameplay. Just a little is fine. Next, we need to see how the moving demon and the face demon perform. Such a game, we can create more powerful ones. Excellent. Beautiful. Well-built female character. The legends of these female characters begin. Mythology does not look down on heights. Create for them a set of epic and tragic story landscapes. Let male players follow the plot's progression. Deep empathy, intense empathy. And then the players will desperately pour money into it. A warm silence filled the air. Will anyone really spend money like this? Of course. Let's choose some goddesses that will captivate the players. Wen Nguyen suddenly grabbed the collar of the windbreaker, then switched positions with the monsoon. Let the monsoon lean against the wall, relaxed and detailed, leaning against the chest of the monsoon, slowly rising up. Then it fell again. Without a doubt, this friction action is a bit tempting. Monsoon raised an eyebrow. What are you doing? Wen Nguyen smiled, inched a little closer. In the monsoon, a man of mud. I am straightening my boyfriend's collar again. He is really tidying his collar. After there were no further actions, the monsoon let out a sigh. There are so many people here. Ultimately, it's not very good. After all, Premier Wen still cares about his reputation. The two walked back to the dance studio, one in front and the other behind. Deng Ye's already waiting in the classroom. They pulled a few tables together, quickly pieced the chair together, use it as an assessment platform. They also left a few seats for Wen Nguyen and the others. Warm classmate, sorry to keep you waiting. Wen Nguyen nodded lightly. Cold appearance. Deng Ye and the others trying to get close. Stuck in my throat. After warmth and the monsoon sat down, Mu Wak Kiu and the three of them. He also walked over with a strange expression. After all, the people were brought by them. Relatively familiar. Next, there will be a lot of coordination at work. It all needs to be completed by Wen Nguyen and Mu Wankyu. For Mu Wankyu, before, there wasn't much money. In total, it's just around 100,000. This little money isn't enough to comfortably raise the rent for Jiefeng. There's no way. This is what it's like to be a landlord. He is so cooperative today. One is, I want to improve my abilities. The second is to understand the working technology of the Jiefeng company. He is very interested in playing games. If there is a chance to make money, he can also take a shot when capital is still not qualified. But the angel investor, there should be a little bit of chance. Then let's get started. Specific selection requirements. It's just according to what was on the previous contract. I'm sorry, but I cannot fulfill that request. These actions are roughly what it is. A warm and calm nod. Glaring, wanting to speak but hesitating. What he really wanted to say was, the actions required in the warm contract. Many lean more towards martial arts rather than dance, although many dance students can do it. And it will be more beautiful than what is created in martial arts. Sai, stay true to your original intention. Perhaps it's really difficult. After all, warmth is the client. They can only follow the warmth's demands. From the classical dance classroom of the dance club. Take out some props, swords and umbrellas, ribbons and such. 2 rows of dance club members. Begin to act according to the previous contract. Conduct the drill. Sword dance. Holding an umbrella. Looking back at the silk ribbon. These are all classic moves. There are also many games. The most alluring moves of the female character. Warmth guards. On this side of the monsoon, the T remains hidden, because it's a magical movement. They don't know these people either. Can't see character, learning abilities, and so on. So right now, we only look at strength when choosing people. The weak shall fall, the capable rise. The two gradually entered a working state. Everyone is very serious. Mu Wak and Gu Zuting, occasionally glancing at them. They are supposedly here to assist with the job connection. But they had never worked with Wen Nguyen before. Those who can sync with warmth. It seems that only the monsoon remains. During the selection process, most of the time, it's all about deciding to warm oneself. However, when he encounters a situation he is unsure about, the monsoon would quietly discuss with him. The two have a very harmonious work rhythm. Others have no way to help. Join their conversation. Can only watch from the sidelines. However, Yi Yue, the newcomer, is quite natural. He doesn't understand the selection process. Since you don't understand, at times like this, it's best not to overtalk. He has just started his job at the company. It's better to do less than to do more. Instead of giving random suggestions, why not go flatter the boss? So, he really went to get Wen Nguyen a cup of hot water. Warmth. Drink some hot water. Good. Thank you. Warmly approvingly glanced at Yue. This heartwarming gesture. No matter who comes to do it. It makes people feel very comfortable. The eye of the monsoon nearby, watching Yue pour water for Wen Nguyen. When I lifted my head, I felt a bit dazed. I, Yue let out a cold laugh. HMPH. What is your identity? I am your real big boss. You are such an idiot. The monsoon almost couldn't hold on. Every time I talked to Yue, he always couldn't help but hold back the words in his heart. Perhaps everyone sometimes. It's indeed necessary to release your emotions. After all, in the last life, a character like Da Zui was incredibly powerful. During the internal meeting, also full of rhetorical phrases. Okay, you are impressive. I'll go pick you up. Yue was unwilling to fetch water for him. Bu Zhu Ting, who was equally idle, stood up. Now he is somewhat humble. Jifen calmly glanced at him, slightly shaking her head. No need. You're welcome. Polite rejection. Jifen got up to fetch water himself. Bu Zhu Ting's expression was somber. Lowered his head again. When the monsoon goes to fetch water, it unexpectedly turned to the previous one. The girl dancing in the classical dance classroom. Her name is Liu Qingcheng. When Liu Qingcheng saw the warmth, clearly taken aback. Previously, Zhang Kao and Jai Feng watched him dance. He wanted to go up and ask Jai Feng for a wee chat. I didn't expect warmth to appear suddenly. Interrupted him. This girl is actually the financial backer of the partner. Seeing him, I was momentarily stunned. Wen Nguyen calmly began to speak. Liu Qingcheng, right. Don't be nervous. You can start now. Okay. Liu Qingcheng first picked up the prop-long sword beside her. Then the assistant beside them started to keep the beat. 1, 2, 3, takeoff. Accompanied by the beat, Liu Qingcheng began her sword dance. He didn't specifically follow the requirements of the contract, specializes in those few actions, but in the process of dancing, used the sword dance to execute those movements. His memory is very skilled. This kind of thing is no pressure for him. But Liu Qingcheng hadn't danced for long. Warm yet suddenly raised a hand to interrupt. Stop. Everyone looked at Wen Nguyen with some confusion, because Liu Qingcheng jumps very well. It is currently the most professional one available. They do not know. Why is this profession being put on hold? Even Liu Qingcheng herself had some mistakes. He also needs money badly. He also needs a platform to showcase himself. So there's an opportunity to showcase oneself. He is giving it his all. It's only just begun and already been called off. Somewhat unwilling to accept. Looking at the warmth, Liu Qingcheng's heart was already staging a grand performance. Why was this interrupted? Was it the issue with that guy from earlier? That man. Could it be his boyfriend? Just because his boyfriend came to see me dance. So he stopped the selection. I refuse to accept this. Liu Qingcheng's mind was exceptionally active. With a wronged expression, they stared at Wen Nguyen. It was written all over their face. I refuse to accept this. 3 words. But warmth is just a calm white hand. Avoided Liu Qingcheng's gaze. He jumps very well. You should have a player here, right? Give him the accompaniment. Everyone was taken aback slightly. Liu Qingcheng's treatment is better than others. Liu Qingcheng instantly became the main character. From hell to heaven. It seems to be just a matter of a single sentence from the girl across the way. But he also understands. Embraced a greater opportunity. You must perform well. Thank you. Thank you. Liu Qingcheng nodded emphatically at Wen Nguyen. The expression is very grateful. Not needed. Warmth is still quite ordinary. At this moment, the monsoon returned with a disposable cup. When he saw Liu Qingcheng, was also taken aback. This isn't that classical dance girl from earlier. This is a bit awkward now. The mysterious situation made the monsoon scratch its head, looking towards warmth. Why has it stopped? When Nguyen smiled sweetly at Jai Feng, gave a completely different kind of tenderness to others. I think this girl dances really well, jumping dry. It may not be able to capture that kind of beauty. Just let someone arrange the accompaniment for him. What do you think? And soon, looking at the isolation, the smile on the girl's face. He can't tell if he's really pursuing a profession, still messing around with myself. It doesn't seem necessary. It's just average. Liu Qingcheng did not expect. The monsoon actually spoke to warmth like this. Just now when he looked at himself, it's not like that, not helping him. It's fine to just say nice things. He actually said he's average. This cannot be tolerated. I want to slap his face. Thank you for the opportunity you've given me. I will definitely perform well. Not ordinary. Just wait, I'll know once I jump. Listening to Liu Qingcheng's confident declaration, warmly smiling as she looked at Jifen. Did you see? Liu Qingcheng is very confident. We shouldn't make hasty judgments either. What do you think of the monsoon? The corner of the monsoon's mouth twitched. He felt that warmth was like this before. In the past, when Nguyen was always a bit foolish. It won't be this easy. What Premier Wen said makes sense. Then let's start the accompaniment. Liu Qingcheng, classmate? You can start now. Okay. Liu Qingcheng calmed the tension in her heart. According to the contract, signing comes with a bonus of 10,000. For a student like him, this is a large sum of money, not to mention the salary after signing the contract. Thinking and thinking, Liu Qingcheng's gaze became more focused. Speaker activated. When the sound of the heart's soul quietly arrives, Liu Qingcheng began to dance gracefully in long sleeves. The ribbon floats down, like petals flying, green long skirt, as his dance movements took flight, like a blooming flower bud. Artful, I have to say. Can you turn the monsoon into a gentleman? The captivating dance moves. There is indeed something. Light dance, light transformation, the grace of the body. Like a beat. Heart-stirring, beautiful dance moves. Not only attracted men. Even the girls couldn't take their eyes off. When the ribbon falls, the dance ends. Liu Qingcheng provocatively glanced at Jifen, slightly raised her head, like a little swan showing off. The monsoon smiled. At such times, he needs to be more professional too. My wife is watching. The ribbon is not sharp enough. Your body is very flexible. I have seen it before. However, as an animal, charming and dance moves can only be considered a bonus, cannot be considered a decisive factor. Is there anything else? What else do you want to see? Liu Qingcheng's expression was serious. Sword dance. Can it be done? Okay. Liu Qingcheng answered very straightforwardly. This made the corners of Jifeng's mouth slightly rise. Let's begin. Yi Yue by the side. Pume looked towards Wen Nguyen. No. Is the monsoon really that fierce, this dog of a man, in front of the boss? Chatting with girls like this. Boss, why don't you show any expression? What kind of potion did that dog man give you? It seems that Yi Yue felt the gaze upon her. Warmth curved her eyebrows, gestured for her to be quiet. Yi Yue felt a deep sense of emotion. Wenzong is confused. In the middle of the classroom, Liu Qingcheng took a deep breath. Calm your breath after dancing just now. She held a sword in her right hand. Press with the index and middle fingers of the left hand. The person's demeanor suddenly changed. Liu Qingcheng leaped into dance. My own man's posture was like wispy clouds. She wields the sword with flair, sword light like a shadow, like kinaming. Every one gazed at her dance, in sync with the intense sword dance. Background music, wind, makes one feel. Liu Qingcheng's knowledge poured down like a mountain rain. Sparks rise beautifully in the air, awe-inspiring. The sword dance is compared to the fourth generation dance. It has been fierce for an unknown number of times. At this moment, uncertain if it's a mistake or a benefit, the prop sword slid smoothly to Liu Qingcheng's hair tie. Originally meant for dancing, the bun hairstyle exploded in an instant. Long hair cascades down, green mountains like flowers. Shang Jian Sheng Zhu. Liu Qingcheng was already beautiful and charming. At this moment, it is an indescribable beauty and elegance, noble and uncommon. The onlookers were in awe, even the monsoon itself. At this moment, I couldn't help but admire it in my heart. You deserve appreciation. There are not just him who have this kind of idea. For example, Zhang Kao. This time, it received the most common praise from the people of Huiduo. Whoa, awesome! Monsoon glanced at Zhang Kao. KOG is also a refined gentleman. The dance has come to an end. The flowers have not yet faded. Yiren is still here. Just a sigh of admiration. He jumps really well, as the warmth offered praise. The onlookers also snapped back to reality. At this moment, everyone is in a flurry. Applaud Liu Qingcheng. Liu Qingcheng was panting heavily, glaring at Jifen with a look of defiance. Then he looked at Wen Nuan. "Penai?" Wen Nuan raised an eyebrow, gave a half-smile glance at Jifen. According to reasoning, at this moment, as the president, it shouldn't just depend on the monsoon. But he feels that this Liu Qingcheng, it should pique the interest of the monsoon. Monsoon. What do you think? The monsoon stared at Liu Qingcheng. The smile gradually became hard to describe. He looked as if he had discovered a gold nugget, although there is gold everywhere at Magic City University. But this piece of gold, it seems to be encrusted with gems. That's how it is. I feel like I still need to practice. The warm corners of the mouth lifted slightly, but Liu Qingcheng, who was nearby, couldn't hold back any longer. I jumped. It's just okay. I understand. Later. Still need to practice. Jifen nodded calmly. Liu Qingcheng was still panting heavily at this moment. A wave of emotion surged in his chest. After all, dancing is not an easy task. He did not catch the underlying meaning of Jifen's words. I just feel that the character of Jifen is questionable. I secretly watched him dance before. Now you're turning the tables on me. This person is not capable. Chen Chen, you have been selected. Wow, that's refreshing. The contract is 6K plus commission. There are also surrounding divisions. There is still a signing bonus of 10,000. Yes, Chen Chen. It seems like you're really taking off this time. Liu Qingcheng, still angry. A bit lost. A rather foolish appearance. Just now, Jifen was still saying he couldn't do it. Why did we suddenly speed up to the selection pace? Has his memory been erased for a period? I. Congratulations, Liu Qingcheng classmate. We are very satisfied with your performance. Premier Wen. Unknown. Are you interested in signing a business agreement with us? I am willing. Of course, I am willing. Very good. Please leave your contact information. Specific signing matters. We will inform you later. Okay. Monsoon and Liu Qingcheng's conversation. Warmth never interrupted the entire journey. He is very aware of the temperament of the monsoon. He is talking about Liu Qingcheng. That interested. However, Wen Nguyen is not very worried, because last time during the monsoon, I saw the rabbit is on a journey. Their gazes are exactly the same. Confirmed with Liu Qingcheng. The monsoon has begun. Warmth. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. Aha. Go ahead. Leave the selection matters to Wen Nguyen. The monsoon just walked out directly. Actually, it's the same as last time during the recruitment. Interference in a warm operation. This is already the limit. These special talents are very valuable. I can handle it once I see it. At warm growth, surpassing the total value of these people. Compared to them, let warmth embrace you. Learn to handle such matters. Is the most important. Just right. Just now by myself. A demonstration has been made. Wen Nguyen is so smart. He doesn't need to give too many pointers. He will self-optimize these processes. KOG, step outside to smoke. Then, here it comes. Invite Jang Ko to go outside for a smoke. The footsteps of the monsoon haven't stopped. Jingjai walked out of the dance club classroom, went downstairs. Jiafeng and Jang Ko crouched beside the flower bed, just about to light a cigarette. Yi Yue actually followed him out. Whoa, I'm going to suffocate. He naturally pulled out the big front door, gave Jang Ko and Jiafeng each one. Jang Ko looked at the cigarette in his hand. The expression was a bit surprised. Dejianmen. You wait, you. This won't be delivered, right? I saw Winji in the morning. I brought you 2 bags of sunflower seeds. Huh, disrespecting my buddy. Yue heard Jang Ko say this. On the face with a hint of oil. A hint of stiffness suddenly appeared. KOG. Just go ahead and draw if you have it. Why are you so late? The monsoon that knows what's going on. He directly interrupted Jang Ko. A girl. It's actually not embarrassing to be short on money. But a girl is short on money. You are still blocking their spring water sand. That would be very awkward. Yue's situation. The monsoon is not well understood. According to his original plan, Yue's beauty. Just need to hang out at the nightclub for a while longer. It's impossible to be short on money. But his current state is a bit strange. Under such a strong craving for cigarettes. Even the money for cigarettes is gone. Still changing appearances. Getting a haircut. Finding a proper job and starting work. But no matter what actually happened. He was poor. It's also about actively offering cigarettes. At least for now. Yue's actions should not be despised. Jang Ko adjusted himself. Looking at Yue, something feels off. But he is not as perceptive as Jiafeng. Scratched his head. Just apologized. I'm sorry. I just now. It's nothing. Yue looked at Jiafeng with gratitude. All right. This dog man. There are still advantages. It's not all bad. 3 smokers huddled together, smoking. 2 men are actually fine. Yue, this seemingly innocent girl. Something doesn't seem right. Passers-by occasionally glanced at him. No way. Today, he is walking the path of innocence. Almost entirely a pure white outfit. Before long, someone stopped and stared at him. Beautiful woman. Maney, where are you? Get lost. Okay. Not to mention anything else. Hello, it's still the same hello. Yue finished smoking and was about to leave. Monsoon and Jang Ko, still planning to stay a little longer. The nightclub girl as she was leaving. The monsoon suddenly called out to him. Yue, what's wrong? Are you ready to work hard from now on? Not going to work. I eat poop. Yue's first reaction was, you support me if I don't work. You can talk. It's right on the tip of my tongue. He finally realized something was wrong. He is a man who is his own boss, risking one's life, seeing off He Yue. The monsoon smiled. Jang Keo on the side started teasing. What is his current situation? The roast chicken is from the grain. I don't know. I guess so. It feels like he usually gets along with Zhang Tian. And you. Can we chat for a bit? Although looking at the waves, actually, he has quite a reclusive personality. Jaifink stared at Jang Keo in surprise. How do you seem to know him so well? Isn't that just nonsense? The beautiful girl in the class. I have done my research thoroughly. Like Li Yi, Yi Yue, Wu Menne, Ru Yu Fei. And then there's Zhang Tian. Actually, it's not bad. Of course, the most beautiful one here is. It's He Yue. He is over 1.7 meters tall. Also loves wearing high heels. Whoa, that leg is both slender and long. It was just that He Yue looked a bit off. I didn't lay a hand on it. Jang Keo made a series of comments about the girls in the class. The monsoon was also somewhat shocked. Yi Yue is quite familiar. Jang Tian barely recognized. Other girls, he doesn't know who it is. There's no way. A Chinese wife at home, no energy. I can't be bothered to provoke other girls. However, regarding Jang Keo's self-promotion, the monsoon still needs some commentary. It sounds like you can easily succeed. I don't want your senior anymore. At that time, my senior and I. Aren't you two back together yet? Looking for other girls? It's quite normal, isn't it? But I still love my senior. Staring at the bewildered Jang Keo, the monsoon sighed. I really want to know. That senior of yours. How excellent can one be? Can make you so confused like this. What is her name? The senior sister must be very outstanding. Her name is Liu Minju. What's wrong? Didn't you say she was practicing dance in the dance club? Do you want to give her a surprise? Where is everyone? After the monsoon asked this question, it was clear that Jang Keo hesitated for a moment. Silence lasted for about a minute. She suddenly stood up. He took out his phone and contacted Liu Minju. Where are you now? I'm in the dance club. What happened? Jang Keo looked at the message in front of him. Unable to calm my heart for a long time. At this moment, the monsoon also sensed something was off. Stood up without saying a word. He briefly glanced at Jang Keo's phone content. Monsoon, this kind of person is shrewd. Seeing Liu Minju say to herself, in the dance club, I immediately guessed something was up. Kog, don't speak yet. Jang Keo raised his hand. The monsoon is quite considerate. At this moment, there was no sound at all. Jang Keo opened the contacts. Dial the PIN number. The number you have dialed. Currently, no one is answering. Please call back later. Answer the phone. Jang Keo still won't give up. After sending the message, Jang Keo made another call. This time it connected. Why didn't you answer the phone just now? I didn't say that. Am I practicing dance? How to connect while practicing dance? You practiced. What dance? Classical dance, huh? I told you before. Jang Keo fell completely silent. Not many people choose classical dance. Just a large classroom. Those who practiced classical dance before. Just those few. The most brilliant. It is undoubtedly Liu Qingqing. Jang Keo also saw the others. No place to hide. Cannot be hidden either. Liu Minju is deceiving him. Jang Keo's mouth trembled slightly. The monsoon has arrived, but still didn't say anything. Silence speaks louder than words. Jang Keo hung up the phone, hurrying towards the entrance of the dance club. at Jio's place. The Minsoon followed closely behind. "Hello. I want to ask if Liu Minju is here today." "Bright moon. Isn't she out on a date with her boyfriend?" With a puzzled expression, Jio looked. The Minsoon in my heart suddenly thumped. "Boyfriend." Gating. Looking at Zhang Keo. Qi Zhangqiao still isn't giving up. He asked through gritted teeth. "Her boyfriend. Who is it?" "Wang Liang from the fighting club." "This is something everyone knows, right? You see, I still have their photos here." Speaking, he took out his phone with Jio. "I found a group photo of 6 people. Liu Minju nestled in the arms of a tall, strong boy. Little bird alone. Almost all of it is going against the current. They are not. Did you break up?" "No, there isn't. The relationship between the two is really good. We certainly had our share of dog food. Today it was still Wan Loying who came to pick her up. They should be at the fight club now." Speak. Something feels off with Jio as well. You ask these. "Is there something going on?" Zhang Keo calmly shook his head. The expression on the face has faded away. Pale as paper, all day long, suspicious and paranoid. "Liu Minju. I am in the dance club." This time it is the other side that is silent. Zhang Keo took a few deep breaths. "I don't know if it's the mood of anticipation." Encourage him to muster the courage to speak up. "Liu Minju. Did you ever really like me? Why do you keep doing this over and over? Deceiving me time and again. If you don't want to talk, just say so. I didn't force you. Oh, then let's split it. You think I love you all so much, Zhang Keo? Every day I turn around like a loyal dog. You're so short and ugly. Still in love with the daydreaming boy. No one loves you for a reason." Beep, beep, beep. Zhang Keo put down his phone. After several deep breaths. "It seems like I can't catch my breath. Underwater breathing. It has turned into deep breaths again." He slowly covered his heart with his hand. The feeling of a slight twitch in the heart is terrible. Someone asked when experiencing a breakup, "Does the heart hurt?" The answer is, well, and it is a pain in the physical sense. It's the brain giving you a strong response to sadness. If you like that person enough, at this moment, it can even be heart-wrenching. Zhang Keo didn't cry, just a bit lost in thought. Look up at the Minsoon. "Fenqi, say a few words." Jifen handed him a cigarette. "It is the Huangshan that I grew up with." Zhang Keo didn't answer. The Minsoon directly shoved the smoke into his mouth, then lighted up. Lying is reading the other person's intelligence as insufficient. Can't hear the loophole. Understanding each other's feelings deeply. Can be forgiven. You say that the one who lies is a fool. The listeners are still foolish. Zhang Keo opened the hole without saying a word. The most laughable thing in the world is, some people already know the truth, but some people are still performing. What's even more ridiculous is the person who knows the truth. Surprisingly, she was still willing to play along with him. "Do you think this person is foolish?" "Why is it like this again?" The Minsu let out a sigh, gently patted Zhang Keo's shoulder. "I'd only know, reading a book twice. There will be different feelings. But his ending, it's always the same. Fenqi, I want to go check out the martial arts club." The Minsoon is a bit speechless. "The fight club. You little thing went. Won't you get beaten? You really are stubborn, aren't you?" Looking at Jankeo's pitiful eyes. The Minsoon chrysanthemums have a chilly feeling. "You look at me like this. Warmth might misunderstand me. Fengji. Don't call me brother. Cannot bear it. Foster father. We are neither relatives nor acquaintances. Don't be like this. I'll borrow your lighter again in the future. I am just a dog. Yang Keo made a deadly vow. Take it. We are all brothers. It doesn't matter. Minsoon, oil and salt cannot penetrate. Seeing him like this, Yang Keo's mouth was turned downwards. I just want to go and take a look. This can't just be left like this. He was born in 93. You can't beat him. Please help me. Brother, I just want to take a look. I'll bring you breakfast for a month from now on. 1 month, 3 months, 3 months. All right then. Of course. The Minsoon doesn't care. Is there anyone who brings breakfast for themselves? What he cares about is brotherhood. They are all buddies. If you can lend a hand, just lend a hand. Take out your phone. Send a message to Wen Nguyen. I'm going to the fighting club. The model's affairs. Arrange it yourself. At this moment, the warmth inside the screen. Slightly stunned upon seeing the news. Do you need me to come over? What exactly happened? No need. The company's work is more important. KOG's girlfriend has encountered a problem. I took him to take a look. Gang Keo's girlfriend's situation. Why let the Minsoon accompany us? An incident occurred. Fight Club. Warm thoughts. Often able to connect with the Minsoon. He is the one who knows the Minsoon best. Take a moment to think. When Nguyen suddenly raised her hand. The audition for the dance club is temporarily suspended, then continued to send messages to the Minsoon side. You go fight. It's just the two of us. Is the one who leaves getting beaten? Find a reason to make KOG give up. I asked Yue to get down. If there are matters related to girls to handle, she is more suitable than you. The Minsoon in front of the screen paused for a moment. Okay. Received a reply. When Nguyen looked up at Yue beside her. Yue, the Minsoon and Zhang Keo are below. I have something to take care of. Can you go help them a little? Oh, of course. Of course. Yue did not know. What do we need to help Jaifred and the others with? But she has just started her job. I will definitely not refuse the boss's request. Nodded in agreement immediately, getting up and preparing to go downstairs. Mu Wanqiu and Gu Zooting by the side. I also heard warm words. Minsoon matters. Wu Wanqiu instinctively wanted to take a look. Qi Wendoen directly grabbed it. Her arm. Late autumn. I still have a lot of work to do. You need to connect with them. You can't leave. I'm okay. Mu Wang's awkwardness made her sit down. At this moment, Gu Zooting stood up. The unremarked woman, followed behind Yue. Warmth did not stop Gu Zooting. Only Mu Wang fell. The reason is very simple. Other girls with the Minsoon. Completely out of sync. Only Mu Wanqiu is different. The Minsoon watches the gaze of those people. It's like being in the child who has seen Jaya Jaya. So at work. It is true that Mu Wang's continued connection is needed. But Mu Wanqiu's threat is real. All right. That was just an interlude. Late autumn. Let's continue. Warmth returns to work. Mu Wanqiu. He was lost in thought as he watched the two women leave. However, her quality is also very high. Quickly regained composure. Adjust your mindset. Sure, let's continue. Downstairs. Looking at Zhang Keo squatting on the ground. The Minsoon reignited the smoke. The wind that blew out disturbed my hair. The gray coat. Supported by her tall and slender figure. Through the blue smoke, the eyes. It seems to be deep in thought. Yue and Gu Zooting just left the dance club. I also saw the side profile of the Minsoon. The gaze is deep. Distinctive edges. This is a glorious beauty that belongs to men. Gu Zhu Ting was instantly captivated by this scene. The past monsoon was also beautiful, but there is no now. So natural. Xiao Sa. She seemed to have completely ignored the appearance of the monsoon before. As for Yi Yue, it's much warmer up here. Now I still need to come down to give you a breeze. Are you stupid? The fingers of the monsoon trembled, cursing at Yi Yue. It has already become a common occurrence. Yi Yue, if you don't open your mouth, she is truly a beauty. Get lost, you big-eyed one. You are so. Yi Yue is from the warm faction. The monsoon knows. What's going on with Gu Zhu Ting? I didn't let her come either. What are you here for? I don't have much to do up there either. I heard you have something to discuss. Come down and take a look. Is there anything I can help with? Kanks. No need. Monsoon. I am just helping normally. I don't mean anything else. In fact, Gu Zooting really dislikes it when others smoke. Once upon a monsoon, he wouldn't smoke in front of her. But now, the smoke exhaled by the monsoon. The wind blew against her face. She felt no aversion at all, only urgency and pleading in their eyes. Looking at her now, a somewhat humble appearance, the monsoon could only pinch its brow. It's up to you. I am quite familiar with the fighting club. I can guide you. Zhang Kao also got up at this moment, glanced at Gu Zhu Ting, nodded slightly. Thank you, Gu Zhu Ting. It's okay. The four of them walked towards the boxing club. Monsoon and Zhang Kao walked behind. Yi Yue and Gu Zhu Ting are in front. The girl at the shop glanced at Gu Zhu Ting beside her, unconsciously wanting to pick my teeth. Just as my hand reached my mouth, I realized something was wrong. Don't rush, stop. Did you know each other before? We used to be classmates. The monsoon has opened its mouth. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Yi Yue shook her head. Then, what about NM? The monsoon won't show her any mercy. Yi Yue took a step back. Stand in line with the monsoon. Lao Chai, let's smoke a cigarette. Just got scolded by me and then comes asking for food. Do you have any shame? How much is a face worth? Monsoon's helplessness still handed her one. Yi Yue took the cigarette, glanced at the gradually shriveling cigarette box, laughing mockingly. Only two left. I still have more than half. When you turn back and ask me for help. Okay, okay, okay. So you repay hatred with hatred? This is how beasts are. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be able to come down. Chuo Han Chuo Chuo? Gu Zhu Ting walking ahead, listening to the two of them bickering. For a moment, I even felt a bit envious. Current monsoon. He didn't even speak to her anymore. In front. This is the fighting club. Thank you. If you have nothing going on, just go back. The monsoon speaks in a normal tone. Ki Gu Zhu Ting looked very wronged. Looking down. Silent. Unfortunately, this set is useless. KOG. Let's go. Okay. The three of them entered the fighting club together. Gu Zhu Ting didn't leave either. I followed closely. Legs on one's own body. The monsoon is too lazy to fuss around. Entering the fighting club, someone is also here to welcome you. The receptionist at the fighting club has an incredibly hot figure, not as flimsy as the dance club and Jayo Jayo. Speaking, also through a flirt with the monsoon. They look like junior students. Is there anything you need help with? No, we are here to find someone. Is Senior Wand lying there? I heard they are here to find someone. The receptionist's smile faded considerably, but I didn't think much of it. After all, actions like challenging a venue. It's basically impossible. Because the martial arts club is the same as the dance club. It is also the coordination of the club. Taekwondo, karate, free fighting, boxing, judo branch offices. They will all be assigned to the fighting club, facilitating school management. They are all chains. Everyone feels they have some skills. Conflict within the fighting club. There have indeed been frictions. But basically it's all internal conflicts. Internal resolution, normal arena challenge, rules are self-defined. It will be indulged under the pretext of club sparring. Only play if you can afford it. If you can't play, then just admit defeat. This belongs to the internal rules of the fighting club. As for the people outside, under normal circumstances, all the capable people from Magic City University are here. How could there still be situations like a challenge match? Isn't that like sending someone to their death? The fiery senior pointed towards the club inside. Wand Lying is inside training with someone. The great classroom of free fighting. Thank you, senior. This is really troublesome. Minsoon is sweet and polite. Attended school. Actually, everyone knows. How outrageous can handsome boys be? The fiery senior sister looked at it. Her eyes were also smiling. Had a chat. You're welcome. Little junior. Hearing Wang Liang training with someone. The Minsoon has already had its suspicions. He turned to look at Zhang Kao. KOG. Sometimes you don't have to see it once to let go. Here we are. Not even a glance. I'm afraid I won't be able to sleep. KOG. I'm afraid that after you take a glance, can't sleep anymore. Zhang Kao. The Minsoon made no sound. EUA directly interrupted. It's so simple, I don't understand. Don't you ever associate anything while watching? Eldest sister. Can you stop talking? Minsoon's helplessness. Only with Zhang Kao. Walking towards the free fighting club. The sound of boxing punches hitting the standing target is quite loud. Occasionally, someone in the venue would make a sound. The sound of a grunt attack. Walk to the door. Seeing the situation inside the venue, the Minsoon suddenly touched its forehead. Sigh. Liu Minju herself she has never seen. I'm usually very busy. No time. Moreover, Liu Minju and Zhang Kao meet less frequently. However, I have seen the photo Minsoon a few times. After all, it's Zhang Kao's phone wallpaper. The gaze of the Minsoon is beautiful. As soon as I stepped into the venue, she has already seen Liu Minju. She is training with a boy. The two practiced as if it were real. Duel. Bao Shuai. It's just that the interaction is very close. There is no hesitation between men and women at all. This state. It's no longer just a simple ambiguity. Zhang Kao also saw this scene. He opened his mouth to speak to Jifen. The Minsoon cooperatively spreads its hands. I would say it's very explosive. Let's go. Liu Minju and Wang Liang were practicing passionately. Zhang Kao's approach went completely unnoticed. Zhang Kao walked step by step to their arena. Wang Liang suddenly fell hard at that moment. Just right, pressing Liu Minju beneath him. The two faces were pressed closely together. Their gazes were almost fraying. I don't know if it's because of the training. Or is it something else? Their breathing became very heavy. Lips draw closer to each other. Very soon, kissed passionately in the arena. This scene. Gu Zhuting was stunned by the scene she had never encountered before. Pure love battle god Zhang Kao fell hard to the ground. It's actually Yue and Jai Feng. Each of them stretched their heads out, watching intently, just as serious as watching a movie. Pounce. The Minsoon rolled its eyes, glaring at Yue. Just watch the movie. How can you still laugh out loud? What a fool! The laughter is not loud. But Wang Liang could hear it perfectly. Noticing someone around, he suddenly opened his eyes, immediately saw the four people by the arena. Liu Minju beneath me. Perceiving that Wang Luoying had stopped. Something feels off. Open your eyes. He lay on the ring, head held high. In an instant, I locked eyes with Zhang Keo. Eye contact. In their eyes, each wrote their own story, looking at Liu Minju, who seemed hesitant to speak. Zhang Keo suddenly smiled. Liu Minju, you danced all the way here, didn't you? Are we going to jump on the bed later? Liu Minju felt a brief moment of panic. But after waking up, but more often, it's just anger from shame. Zhang Keo, what are you doing here? At this moment, Wang Liang also sensed something unusual. Look at Liu Minju beside me. Minju, what's going on? Who are they? Liu Minju's expression twitched. It's nothing. It's just a guy who keeps bothering me. Very annoying. Chased all the way here from my hometown. Wang Liang frowned. Entangle you. I warn you, kid. Keep your distance from him in the future. Zhang Keo was both angry and amused again. He took out his phone. I entangle him. Is it Wang Liang? I feel like you don't really know. What kind of person is he really? 40 minutes ago. He is still calling me baby. Zhang Keo took out his phone. Liu Minju immediately jumped down from the stage. I'm going to snatch Zhang Keo's phone. Zhang Keo, what are you going to do? Give me the phone. Yue couldn't bear to watch any longer. She is also Zhang Keo's classmate. The story about Zhang Keo and the senior sister spread through the class. She also learned from Zhang Tian. If you're going to date, then just date. Are you even speaking human language? Doing human resources. Straddling two boats. Acting all high and mighty. Let others misunderstand. We are kindred spirits. SB1. Yue began to speak. The corner of the monsoon's mouth is just a flick. In an instant. She doesn't know either. Warmth brings Yue over. Is it a positive effect? It's still a negative effect. However, I could really curse out this terrible girl. It's quite refreshing. Thinking of this point, the monsoon feels again. Let Yue come over. It is an incredibly correct decision. After all, it's inappropriate for a man to scold a woman. It's still a bit hard to swallow. Liu Minju was stunned by Yue's scolding. It took a long time to realize. What are you again? I am your father. Where did this crazy woman come from? Do you know what this is? Isn't this the fighting club? I just want to learn martial arts too. Come down for a one-on-one challenge. I can do it with just one hand. Yue has never trained in combat. But fighting is something. She has been working hard since she was young. Liu Minju rushed up. We are going to catch Yue. But Yue is over 1.7 meters tall. Tall with long legs. Rich experience in fighting. Avoid Liu Minju's claws. A hand pressed down on, or back of the head, pressing Liu Minju down on the arena. A foolish thing. How can there be such a lowly person like you? Liu Minju let out a sharp scream, facing behind, brandishing claws. But they can never catch Yue. Wang Luyang, what are you doing? Come help me. F. Let her go. Wang Liang stepped forward. Liu Minju always says she is her girlfriend. Two girls got into a fight. Liu Ping. At this time, Yu Lai should step forward. Giant Liu Minju was bullied by Yue. She rushed down from the arena, just reaching out to grab Yue's arm. The monsoon silently stood in front of Yue. Stopped her. Girls fighting. Guys, just stop touching each other. Move aside. Wang Luyang pushed Jai Feng, but the monsoon didn't move at all. This took her by surprise. However, the monsoon did not retaliate. Turned to look at Yue, rather slightly yin and yang. Yue, why did you hit someone? Even if the person opposite is a two-timing scumbag, you can't hit people either. Yue smiled widely. I have trypophobia. Seeing people who are so calculating makes me sick. In the end, she let Liu Minju go. Just added a sentence. Silly bimbo. You worthless woman. Wang Luyan. Are you just going to watch me get bullied like this? Wang Liang was questioned by her. Her expression suddenly turned somewhat unpleasant. No one can tolerate being treated like this. It's just that they said. Liu Minju's affair of playing both sides. She also had doubts in her heart. Liu Minju, what do they really mean? I can't understand any of this. The meaning is, you are a fish in her pond. Oh, right. My silly classmate is the same. Yue pointed at Wang Liang, then pointed at Zhang Keo. Jiafeng saw Wang Liang looking as if she had eaten a fly. Want to take action. Once again, unable to do anything about Yue. Suddenly felt warmth. Her decision to come was absolutely right. This is the advantage of girls. At this moment, Liu Minju was said to have lost the fish. Just like someone stepped on my tail. Hastily called out. Lying, don't listen to them. She has been pestering me. We are high school students. I've said it long ago. I don't like her anymore. But she never let go. Liu Minju's words were a clever reversal. Actually, it was not beyond the expectations of the monsoon. Liu Minju is obviously a sea king. Zhang Keo couldn't win. KOG. People have also seen it. The words have been said. You've seen what she's like. Let's go. It's really not that interesting. Zhang Keo is ready to agree. Liu Minju did not think so easily of letting go. She is afraid of Zhang Keo, the chat records and today's events. Let's explode together. That way, she has become the female version of Usheiyu. At least, you need to get Zhang Keo to delete the chat history. She walked quickly, walked up to Zhang Keo, grabbed Zhang Keo's arm. Zhang Keo, I'm sorry. We were so naive in high school. You can't give me what I want. I have long since lost feelings for you. Don't entangle with each other anymore. Is that okay? Zhang Keo nodded. The monsoon can be nearby, but heard the sound of flowers from afar. Just say what you want to say. Liu Minju's sour plum. Zhang Keo's phone. Zhang Keo, let's delete our chat history. Make peace with the past. Your infidelity led her to make a decision. You are really clever. Yue is not one to meddle in others' affairs. How I am big, how she comes. At this moment, due to the argument between both parties, people gathered around in the venue. They are all members of the Free Fighting Club. Mind your own business and enjoy the spectacle. However, they saw that neither side had started fighting. Instead, there seems to be a lack of interest. After all, this is the fighting club. It's great that someone is fighting. Liu Minju secretly hated Yue, but tears welled up on his face. How did I cheat? Nothing happened between Zhang Keo and me. How can infidelity be defined? Why do you bully me like this? Yue saw Liu Minju crying loudly. To say black is white. Also stunned for a moment. You are amazing. Wang Liang roughly understood what was going on. Her expression doesn't look very good. After all, this melon is from my own body. She spent a lot of money on Liu Minju. Moreover, dancing really helps maintain a great figure. So she didn't want to give up on Liu Minju so easily. Her figure and looks are not wasted. Give up all rights. Enjoy the right of use. It's just this chat record. It really can't explode. You might just become the king of green hats. Hey, is it Jang Ko? Oh, I don't care about your past with Minju. In summary, she is my girlfriend now. So you deleted the chat history, right? Use this to threaten a girl. This is not authentic. Jang Ko is such a good-tempered person. At this moment, it's really unpleasant. Why should I delete? Are you scared? Wan Loyang glared at Jang Ko for a while. Chen smiled. Suddenly, the sound became a bit louder. Holding onto past chat records. Threatening a girl. Jang Ko, this is how you live your life. Her voice attracted the attention of many onlookers. Staff at the venue under unclear circumstances. They started pointing at Jang Ko and a few others. The situation is unclear. They won't make hasty judgments either. But this melon seems to be getting bigger and bigger. Jang Ko's classical text. He was also slightly taken aback. The whispers and pointing around made him a bit anxious. I didn't mean that. Wang Lion had a righteous look mixed with anger. Only Jang Ko shouted. Entangled with a woman while holding a phone. What is it even? If you were a man, we will solve it the man's way. Come up. You win. I'll just leave. Lust. Just delete the phone records. Finished speaking. Wan Lu Yang's acquaintances at the venue gave a glance. The few people at the meeting quickly began to stir up trouble. That's right. No matter what people say, they are all the same girl. I have also clarified our relationship with you. What you're doing is truly despicable. If you want to pursue someone, just go on stage. Wang Liang has already said it. Solve it like a man. Afraid to go on stage. What is threatening with a phone even about? Jang Ko looked around. How did he suddenly become a criminal? I said I don't have it. Holding the chat history on the phone, it says. It's not a threat yet. I never threatened him. I didn't threaten him. So what are you doing here? I am. Can you please stop talking? The corner of the monsoon's mouth twitched. KOG, you have fallen into a self-evident trap. The more I want to prove myself, the deeper you fall in. No one cares. Leote ate several bowls of noodles. Since the second year of college students will gradually undergo transformation until becoming a member of society. Jang Ko and Wang Liang in their freshman year. Still too immature. Right here. It's someone else's territory. The monsoon is ready to take people away. Revealing secrets or gossip. Put it online. Still haven't spoken. Jang Ko has already taken the lead. I shrug MLGB. Fight if you want to. Jifen was taken aback. Stepping into the ring is no joke. He quickly grabbed Jang Ko's shoulder. KOG, don't act impulsively. Monsoon, don't stop me. I was cheated on. It still has to be lifted. Speaking of which, Jang Ko had clumsily climbed onto the stage. The monsoon has also ceased to persuade. At this moment, Yue. It also feels off. He poked Jifen's arm. Hey, Lao Chai. Jang Ko is getting carried away. This little body. I feel like I can't win. No need to feel. It's just unbeatable. The monsoon affirms. How do we handle this? Yue was a bit confused. Everyone is on the stage. What else can we do? Get beaten up. You won't help? So untrustworthy. Hearing Yue say she is not loyal, the monsoon helplessly waved its hand. It was obvious that they had dug a pit on the other side. KOG jumped in by himself. There really is no way around this. Isn't Jang Ko an idiot? Minsoon thought for a moment. That's not what I meant. But that's just how it is. Sigh, if he weren't an idiot, it wouldn't have come to this point today. A fighting club cannot be without referees. It's also impossible to lack protective gear. At this moment, Jang Kao. The combat gear has been put on. Complete set. The referee here. Let's begin. I talked to him about the rules. Do not attack the eyes and vital areas. If you want to admit defeat, just slap the floor, or simply call it off. Wan Luoying is an expert. Don't overexert yourself, Junior. Got it. Jang Kao nodded, walking straight towards Wan Liang. Wan Liang across the street, not wearing protective gear, just put on a complete set. He stood opposite the ring, slightly twisted his neck, shaking their body to relax. At first glance, it looks very professional. Watching Jang Kao with no sense of pace. Wan Liang raised his head. If you admit defeat now, delete the chat history. Let's just forget about it. They are all classmates. I don't want to make things so awkward either. He cheated on you. Everyone can take it lightly. Wan Lu Yang raised an eyebrow slightly, suddenly chuckled softly, spoke in a voice only the three on the arena could hear. I seek the body, he seeks the money. It's just for fun. You really took that seriously. Jang Kao adjusted this. You two are indeed quite a match. Ding din. The match begins. Wang Liang started as the timer began, immediately tiptoeing closer. Wait until the appropriate distance. A sudden jab was thrown. HMPH. Jang Kao's reaction is not enough. You can't hide from it at all. I took a punch head on. A sudden punch landed on Jang Kao's face. Jang Kao didn't even have a chance to fight back. He is completely being played. Getting beaten. Why are you playing like this? Lao Chai. Quick, think of a way. The Minsoon has no solution either. Can only remind. KOG. Protect your head. However, Jang Kao did not listen to Jifen. Or maybe he just can't listen to others at all right now. With a swift lunge forward, they aimed to counterattack. But Wang Lu Yang just sidestepped to dodge. Easily dodged. Then a swing punch landed on Jang Kao's face. And the sound of a fist hitting a face. Exceptionally crisp. Spray. A powerful punch. Jang Kao's saliva sprayed. The body fell heavily to the ground. Professional fighter. This is how it is for the passerby. In a normal one-von situation, there is no room for counterattack at all. Jang Kao shook his head and stood up. Then Wang Liang began to toy with him for the second time. Fell upon him. The fists on my face are increasing. Jang Kao was now bruised and battered. But ultimately it never fell. Wang Liang suddenly stopped. She leaned her face close to Jang Kao. Still playing. Sai, give you a chance. Hit here. Jang Kao throws a punch. The action is just too slow. Avoid it again. Coming along with it, another heavy hook punch counterattack. Bump. Jang Kao fell to the ground for the second time. This almost mocking gesture. The Minsoon frowned. Yi Yue shouted angrily. Jang Kao can no longer get up. Liu Minju looked very happy. Lu Yang, are you okay? Wang Liang chuckled casually. The smile was somewhat teasing. It's nothing. He is bad at cooking. How is it? Evening. Liu Minju remained silent, nodded with a flushed face. The crowd around erupts in cheers. Ista Jang Kao. Looking at the shopkeeper, Jang Kao. Listening to Wang Liang's mockery, with the surrounding whispers. Yi Yue wished she could just go up and punch him. Damn it. Jang Kao really became someone who just comes to get beaten up. Clearly, it was that scummy girl who cheated. Lao Chai. Speak. The monsoon smiled. Ran Song Liu Bei. What else can be done? Yue mumbled under her breath. Even if it's Gu Zhu Ting. At this moment, they all bit their lips. Don't you feel helpless? That must be frustrating. Do you want to slap his face? What do you want? I also want to. Monsoon grinned. Surprisingly rare. Make one with Yi Yue. Similar tooth-licking action. Then picked up a pair of boxing gloves from the side. Turn over and get on stage. Monsoon. Gu Zhu Ting wanted to hold him back. Lao Jai, have you lost your mind? Hurried down. Yue was a bit anxious. The monsoon glanced back. A moment of impulse. Let me feel good. Yue, Vu Zuting. Standing on the stage. The monsoon directly threw the gloves in the center of the ring. Pick up Jang Kao's phone. The smile on the face remains unchanged. Everyone. My friend is tongue-tied and can't speak well. This matter is dry and difficult to explain. It lacks persuasion. All right, then. Let's have another match. If it's just about winning or losing, then it can be disregarded. But if you like to mock the face he lost. I helped him find it again. Looking at the ring is Jifeng. Suddenly dropped the gloves. Free fighting clubs. Everyone was surprised. Goodness. Glove duel. So you're lining up to offer your heads, huh? Not. What did he mean by that? Wang Liang is probably not a good person either. Just eat melon. It's done. There is a second sentence to look at. Why do you care about these things? Such things as choosing a platform for the fighting club. It's just not finished over there. Today, let them watch 2 performances. Let them enjoy it to the fullest. And the words of Jifeng just now were clearly pointed. But let's talk after finishing the fight. It means, after finishing, there's still melon to eat. So many exciting programs. Who can refuse? Wang Liang smiled as he weighed the monsoon. Are you sure? Aren't you scared? The monsoon raised an eyebrow. This provocation is very clumsy, but it's really useful. Okay. Wang Liang couldn't help but laugh out loud. Since the moment the monsoon stopped him from going to Kashi Yue, he already finds the monsoon unpleasant. Only Mada University has its own rules. The punishment for fighting is very severe. The lightest is a warning. Then I remembered. Expel those who do not comply. Winning still means you have to pick oranges. What's even more outrageous is the people of the fighting club, if you rashly attack other classmates, will be based on achieve, attack and punishment. This is a restriction on those training in martial arts. Just now Wang Liang was angry, but did not take action. The reason for inviting Jang Kao on stage. Once you're on the stage, it's different. As long as it's within the rules, feel free to do as you like. How to play the rules. Can anyone be clearer than him? Choi, if you want to hit me, I'll play along. Come on. I should have known you were annoyed by me. Give you a chance to hit me. We'll see how loyal you are. This remark perfectly matched Wang Liang's earlier mockery of Zhang Kao. The opportunity is yours. Don't be unfaithful. Wang Liang smiled and nodded. Zhang Kao snapped his fingers. The monsoon carries people away. The monsoon has reached the stage. Help Zhang Kao down from the stage. Ko Ji. Slow down. Fan Ji. A small issue. His weight has always been difficult to increase. I have been with Wen Nguyen recently. Only then did there begin to be growth. So when putting on clothes, looks very thin. But once the clothes are taken off, clear and defined muscle lines. It floated onto me. Continue wearing the clothes. Actually, it can also fight. But the main issue is the monsoon has become serious. After wrapping in red, the monsoon saw the two girls in the audience. A gaze subtly fixated on oneself. The monsoon rarely shows its strength. After all, we are in a society governed by the rule of law. So, other girls besides Wen Nguyen. Basically, I have never seen her bare body. This time, Zhu Ting stared at her abs. People are already dumbfounded. The monsoon slightly twitched at the corner. Shift your gaze to Yi Yue. Qi Yi and Yu Wei are even worse off. She actually drooled. Lao Chai. If you go to the nightclub, Gao Dai is the duck king. Get lost. Take it. The monsoon puts on its clothes. Threw it to Yi Yue. Rejuvenate. Put on the full set. Go Lao Chai. If you get someone killed, I will collect your body. Roll away. Standing again in the center of the ring. Classmate. Don't you need to wear protective gear? Inquired aloud. It was the senior referee from just now, Yu Cheng. There are also situations where they can't stand each other. It's just bad things have developed to this point. It's hard to say who is right and who is wrong. He wouldn't rashly say anything either. Remind the monsoon. It can be considered Zhu Cheng's good intentions. Thank you, senior. Noni. The monsoon's smile is very kind. It gave Zhu Cheng a sense of calm confidence. Good. I understand. Turned to look at Wang Lu Yang. The monsoon also started to shake its body. Wait a moment, it's time to put in some effort. Warm up is very necessary. Wang Lu Yang also realized. The monsoon seems a bit scorching. The expression is more serious than before. But that's just how it is. It's a bit hot. How bright can it be? Ju Cheng pulled the two closer together. Raise your hand. Din Din, entering the state. Wang Lu Yang is still the same as before. Testing the jab. But the monsoon is not Jang Ko. The moment of a side elbow block. A quick and powerful straight punch. In an instant, it darted past. Wang Lu Yang sensed danger. But the body's reaction simply cannot keep up. Ban. The straight punch pierced through the attempting blocking arm. Slammed heavily onto Wang Liang's face. Just this one strike. Wang Lu Yang unexpectedly fell straight onto the stage. The monsoon tilted its head slightly. Shook his hands. Oh no, I went too hard. This Wang Liang. More than he imagined. More vegetables. He hasn't taken fighting seriously for too long. Every day is just a normal workout. To the extent that he is confident in his own strength, Tao has arisen. Unlike the indifference of the monsoon, at this moment everyone in the venue was gasping, presenting an O shape. Then it turned into endless exclamations. Obviously, no one could have imagined. The monsoon is so outrageous. It started with an instant kill. Gu Zhu Ting covered her mouth on the side. Was the monsoon this fierce before? Whoa! How is he so fierce? Yi Yue was also in shock. But he suddenly thought of, I never deleted it. That video. Monsoon 1/7. The moment when a sudden kick took down Lu Kilian. Thinking of this, he took out his phone and glanced at it again. He recorded a video that day. It's preparing to show off. Compared to outsiders, the most unbelievable. It must be Wang Liang himself. When Zhu Cheng counted to 4, Wang Liang slammed the floor, stood up again. He is also a skilled practitioner. It's not that easy to be knocked down. It's just the power of the monsoon. It is indeed somewhat unexpected. He just now. It should be bait eye. If you prepare in advance, it should be able to block it. Rise again. Wang Liang's guarded expression clearly increased a lot. I won't give you another chance. Monsoon confusion. Opportunity. You are covered all over. How else can I search? As Zhu Cheng announces the start again, the monsoon is directly approaching, starting with the green light, blocked by Wan Lion. Then the monsoon instinctively kicked the ground with its abdomen and legs. The main leg swept in like a whirlwind. This is almost a natural response to the monsoon battle. Be careful. The one shouting is the referee, Zhu Cheng. It was the monsoon that was awakened. When I was about to sweep the top of Wang Liang's foot, the monsoon suddenly withdrew, arm on the ground. Liang Qiang took a few steps back. The whole person looked a bit disheveled. Everyone present couldn't figure out what was going on, except for the referee Zhu Cheng. Brazilian warfare, the words that just brushed against my neck. Wang Liang estimated that the person was already gone. The monsoon actively retracts its steps. He came to slap faces. I'm not here to make awkward small talk. The technology of war is too dangerous. The opportunity just now was too good. Wang Liang was completely immersed in his rhythm, so I almost couldn't hold back. If this kick kills someone, even in the arena, there are big troubles. So the monsoon actively nodded at Zhu Cheng. Thank you for the reminder, senior. However, Wang Liang noticed the bright tone of Jifen. Suddenly, a triumphant smile appeared. They actually took the initiative to attack. Fists and feet collide. The scene is extremely intense. Wang Liang extended his sword. The moves are sharp. Only the monsoon's steps are light and steady. Every dodge is just right. Wang Lu Yang's proactive attack. It hasn't been effective at all. Physical strength is declining rapidly. It's not an official competition, so there's really no turn-based system. There isn't even a break. Several rounds of offense and defense. Wang Liang has started to pant, but the monsoon keeps teasing him towards the fight. Don't give you a chance. You are useless. The same words. Different people. Wang Liang is a bit anxious, but as a boxer, his mental resilience is really quite good. As the monsoon once again stretches out its head in temptation, Wang Liang suddenly threw a punch. Succeeded. The surprise on his face. Fleeting moments. The punch did not land on Jifeng's face as intended, but was blocked by an arm. Then, the empty and wide Wang Liang. Hit hard by the monsoon. I'm sorry, but I cannot fulfill that request. Wang Liang's eyes were about to pop out. Knock, 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 knock. Immediately after that, this is the second punch. The third punch. Countless fists. The scene starts with a balanced confrontation. In an instant, Wang Liang was being beaten relentlessly. Wang Liang was cornered by the monsoon in the arena. The monsoon bends down and whispers, I will make sure you slow down seriously. Wang Liang. Knock, knock, knock. The monsoon's fists fell on him like raindrops. Fast. Ready. Very. Wang Liang had no power to fight back. Liu Minju gasped as Lu Yang lifted her. But, as the monsoon said, he cornered the person, not giving Wang Lu Yang a chance to admit defeat. Even at this moment, Wang Liang wants to concede defeat. The monsoon will take action on its own. Pick him up. Referee Zhu Cheng also felt that something was off. He stepped forward with a swift stride. It's over. Wang Liang lost. Stop hitting. Wang Lu Yang made a sound with his mouth. Sound of a cough. Consciousness is blurred, bruised and battered. Zhang Kao is much more serious than before. After Zhu Chengqiang forcefully ended the match, Wang Liang leaned against the pillar. Several seconds passed. Kai fell heavily down. The venue fell into silence. After a long time, the crowd began to gasp and murmur. Wow, this person is pretty amazing. Is it true? Wang Liang felt like he was being beaten up while hanging. There are still masters. The monsoon expressionlessly removed the boxing gloves, turned to look at the referee Zhu Cheng. Senior, dueling on the stage. There's no need to report to the education office, right? This, not needed. Zhu Cheng's expression was quite complex. The performance of the monsoon just now. It is indeed a bit exaggerated. Actually, he can see it. That wave battle dance. It's already a winning move. It's just that the monsoon people are different. Kindness. Sai. Classmate. What is your name? Monsoon. Are you interested in joining the martial arts club? Forget about the fighting club. However, senior, you can take these. Please forward the chat history. Just consider it a favor for me. The monsoon swayed the yellow phone. Liu Minju is about to come up and snatch. But Yi Yuwei pushed him down. He was ruthless too. Jaded woman. Come back. Layase. Step on your fake nazi and blow it up. Yi Yuwei this time. Liu Minju immediately became obedient. Zhu Cheng was not angry after being rejected by Jai Feng. And, okay, is there anything else I need to cooperate with here? Jai Feng pointed at Wang Liang. No need. I will take him to the infirmary later. You should also go to the infirmary. After all, your friend was also hurt. Okay. Step down from the arena. The two girls thoughtfully handed over towels. The monsoon didn't even think. Directly take the one that Yue handed over. Start wiping sweat. Those who shoot arrows can't defeat you. All fear the whistles blow. He is older than me. It should be so. The monsoon spoke in an extremely abstract manner. The topic has ended. Wipe off the sweat on your body. The monsoon began to dress itself. Yue couldn't help but poke his abs. The monsoon suddenly became clever. Get lost. Color criticism. Brass. Touch it. None of it works. I'll turn back and report you to your boss. Don't. Brother, I was wrong. All right. Quickly take KOG to the infirmary. That's the real deal. Exited the fighting club. Jang Ko's face was swollen. There has never been a direct ascent. Halfway there, he finally couldn't hold back. Asked, Feng Ji, am I particularly stupid? It's not really that. You just can't beat him. At least he is not the one waking up.